Dear Sir or Ma'am, my name is Mr. Subbarao. My qualification is MSc B.Ed. Now I am going to discuss a small topic, that is quadratic equation. Now before going to discuss the quadratic equation topic, first I will be discuss the definition of quadratic expression. An algebraic expression is of the form of ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0 and a comma b comma c belongs to real numbers. Then we can say that it is a quadratic expression. Now this quadratic expression containing equal to 0 means ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and the same conditions a is not equal to 0, a comma b comma c belongs to real numbers, then we can say that it is a quadratic equation. It is called quadratic equation. Here, what is the use of this condition a is not equal to 0? If this condition is not there, in place of a, if I will take 0, this total term is going to be 0. If ax square term is going to be 0 means the remaining term is bx plus c, which is not a quadratic equation. It will be considered as linear equation. Now, after this, types of quadratic equation. Types of quadratic equation. Now, we are having three different types of quadratic equation. One by one we will discuss. The first one is monic quadratic equation. The first one is monic quadratic equation. The definition of monic quadratic equation is in a quadratic equation the coefficient of x square is 1. In a quadratic equation the coefficient of x square is 1. We can call it as a monic quadratic equation. For suppose x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Here the coefficient of x square is 1 now. So we can able to say that it is a monic quadratic equation. And the second one is pure quadratic equation. Pure quadratic equation. Now the definition of the pure quadratic equation is, in a quadratic equation the coefficient of x is 0. In a quadratic equation the coefficient of x is 0, then we can say that it is a pure quadratic equation. Let us see an example. X square minus 16 is equal to 0. Here there is no x coefficient. There is no x coefficient means x coefficient is 0. So we can say that it is a pure quadratic equation. Not only this, it can be written as x square plus 0 into x minus 16 is equal to 0. The coefficient of x is 0, then we can say that it is a pure quadratic equation. And the third one is incomplete quadratic equation. Incomplete quadratic equation. The name itself, it will share the definition. The quadratic equation is not completed. So in a quadratic equation, either x coefficient is 0 or constant value is 0, then we can say that it is an incomplete quadratic equation. Or suppose x square 2x square plus 5x is equal to 0. Let us see an example. 2x square plus 5x is equal to 0. Here constant term will be 0. Constant term is not there, means constant term is going to be 0. Then it is not completed, because constant term is not there, no, so it is not completed. So we can say that it is a incomplete quadratic equation. For suppose, let us see one more example, that is x square minus 16 is equal to 0. So which is also called incomplete quadratic equation. Why means here the coefficient of x is 0. Coefficient of x is 0. That is the reason we can call it as a incomplete quadratic equation. Now here in these two you need to know a small difference between pure quadratic equation and incomplete quadratic equation. Try to understand. Pure quadratic definition which I have told, that is x coefficient is 0, we can say that pure. Now when it comes to incomplete quadratic equation, either x coefficient is 0 or constant term is 0, we can say that it is incomplete quadratic equation. Now here the conclusion was, every pure quadratic equation is a incomplete quadratic equation. But every incomplete quadratic equation is need not be a pure quadratic equation. For suppose sometimes x square minus 16 it is incomplete, which is called pure quadratic equation also. But when it comes to 2x square plus 5x is equal to 0, it is incomplete, but which is not called pure quadratic equation. Now the conclusion was, every pure quadratic equation is a incomplete quadratic equation, and every incomplete quadratic equation is need not be a pure quadratic equation. These are the types of quadratic equations. Now after this, root of the quadratic equation. Now next I am going to discussing about root or solution of the quadratic equation. Root or solution of the quadratic equation. For suppose let alpha be a root or solution of the quadratic equation f of x, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Let alpha b is the root of this quadratic equation. Then f of alpha is nothing but a into alpha square plus b into alpha plus c is equal to 0. In place of x, if you replace alpha, this total value is going to be 0. Then we can say that alpha is the 0 of this quadratic equation. Now a alpha square plus b alpha plus c is equal to 0. Then we can say that alpha is the root of this equation. Alpha is the root of this equation. Next one is a quadratic equation is having at most maximum 2 zeros. The highest degree of the quadratic equation is 2, right? So then we can say that the number of solutions or number of roots of the quadratic equation is 2 only. Now after this, finding the roots of the quadratic equation. To find the roots of the quadratic equation, we are having total 3 methods. The first method is factorization method, and the second method is completing square method, and the third one is formula method. So 3 methods. By using these 3 methods, we are going to find the roots of the quadratic equation. The first one is completing square method. The first method is factorization method. The second one is completing square method, and the third method is formula method. Now one by one, I will be discuss one by one. Now I am going to discuss the first method, which is factorization method. In this method, factorization method. Now I will take a small example and I will try to explain how to do the factorization method. Or suppose the given expression is x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. This is the given quadratic equation. Now how to find the zeros of this quadratic equation by using the factorization method, I will be explained by using this example. Now try to understand. Here we need to know in the given quadratic equation what is the sum and what is the product. Now sum product. Here x coefficient is called sum. 5x is called sum. Now product of x square coefficient into 6 into constant value. X square coefficient into constant value is called product. Now here the x square coefficient into constant value 6x square is called product. Now when you are following factorization method, this sum value 5x will be there now. That we need to split into 2 terms. How to split into 2 terms means, now when you add those 2 terms, you have to get 5x. When you multiply those 2 terms, you should get a 6x square. Like that 5x we need to splitting into 2 terms. Let us see how I am trying to split it. So if you split 2x and 3x, if we add these 2, you should get 5x. So 2x plus 3x is 5x now. Now if you multiply these 2 terms, you have to get a 6x square. Now 3 2s are 6, x into x square. If you multiply these 2, you are going to get a product value. If you add these 2, you are going to get a sum value. Now when you are solving the quadratic equation, just replace in place of 5x 2x plus 3x. Nothing we are doing, just in place of 5x we are going to replace 2x and 3x. Now x square plus 2x plus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. Just I was replaced in place of 5x 2x plus 3x. Now first 2 is one way, second 2 is the next 2 will be the second way. In the first way, try to observe, here x square was there, here 2x is there. In these both the terms, x term is common. Now try to take x term is common. If you take x term is common, here it is. If you take x is common, here 1x will be left out. Now if you take x is common, here 2 is going to be left out. Plus, here out of these 2 terms, first term is 3x and the second term is 6. Now the 6 can be written 3 into 2. That 6 can be written 3 into 2. Now out of these 2, if you take 3 is common, here if you take 3 is common, x was left out. Now this 6 can be written 3 into 2. Out of 3 into 2, if you take 3 is common, again plus 2 was left out. So here again see, this is the first term x into x plus 2, second term is 3 into x plus 2. out of these two terms again x plus 2 is common. So take x plus 2 is common. Now here if you take x plus 2 is common, x was left out. Here if you take x plus 2 is common, again plus 3 was left out, which will be equal to 0. Now in this, each term we can equate into 0. We are going to get the roots of the quadratic equation. That is x plus 2 is equal to 0 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 3. So minus 2 comma minus 3 are the zeros or roots of the zeros of the given quadratic equation. So by using the factorization method, we have to solve the given quadratic equation like this. Now the second method, I am going to discussing of the second method, which is completing square method. Now I am going to discuss the second method, that is completing square method. So in completing square method, how to solve the zeros of the quadratic equation? For suppose given quadratic equation, I am going to consider as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. In this quadratic equation, first of all, we need to convert the given quadratic equation as a monic quadratic equation. As of we already discussed, the definition of the monic quadratic equation is x square quotient must be 1. Then here x square quotient is 0. So we need to remove this. We need to eliminate this x square quotient is a. Then we are going to convert. We are going to convert the quadratic equation as monic quadratic equation. First of all, transfer c that side. Then how it will become? Ax square plus bx is equal to minus c. When if you transfer c that side, it is going to be ax square plus bx minus c is equal to 0. Now I wanted to make it as in monic quadratic equation. So how I can able to convert as monic quadratic equation? So to eliminate x square quotient a, if you eliminate x square quotient is a, then it is going to be monic. So to eliminate that, so divide on both sides by a. Divide on both sides by a. If you divide on both sides by a, it can be done ax square by a plus b by a into x is equal to minus c by a. Now here a gets cancelled, then what was left out? X square plus b by a into x is equal to minus c by a. Now left hand side, I wanted to make it as perfect square number. Perfect square number means we know a plus b whole square formula. The formula for a plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now I wanted to convert LHS side in this form. To convert in this form, first term is a square. So I can able to consider x square is x square will be as a square. Now the second term is 2ab. Here in the second term there is no 2. So to get to 2, I am going to divide the second term, the numerator and denominator. I should multiply by 2 and I should divide by 2 the second term. Then we are going to get a 2ab term. Now try to understand what I am trying to do here. X square plus, here 2 vector 2. So I am going to multiply by 2 again by 2a. I have divided by again 2. I have multiplied by 2 and I have divided by 2. Then 2 gets cancelled. There is no change in the previous value. If you cancel 2 comma 2, now again it is going to be b by a into x. Now whenever you are doing either both numerator and denominator, if you multiply numerator and divide by the denominator by the same number, there is no change in the given value. Now is equal to minus c by a. Now try to understand. Now is in the form of x square, a square, okay. Next step, a 2 into, okay. Here a is nothing but x, now 2a term, 2 into a is x. Now b term is what? B by 2a. 2ab, here b is nothing but in place of b by 2a was there. In place of b by 2a was there. But one more term we need LHS side, that is the third term. The third term is b square. But here b is nothing but b by 2a, which is not there in LHS side. So to get the third term b square term, so both the sides I am trying to add b by 2a whole square. I am trying to add both the sides b by 2a whole square. Then how it will become? X square plus 2 into x into this x I am trying to write in the before of b by a. 2 into x into b by 2a plus b by 2a whole square is equal to, already that side minus c by a was there, plus b by 2a whole square. What I have done here, I on both the sides I have added b by 2a whole square. On both the sides I have added b by 2a whole square. Now try to understand LHS side, left hand side, how it is x square plus 2ab plus b square, a square plus 2ab plus b square. So LH, in place of this LH, a square plus 2ab plus b square, instead of this, now can I replace a is nothing but x here, b is nothing but b by 2a, x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to, so RHS side again what was left out, b by 2a, which is having minus c by a, it is having negative sign, this is positive sign. Now I wanted to write this positive sign in the before, after I am going to write minus c by a. Now b by 2a whole square can be written b square by 4a square, this minus c by a, next I am going to write minus c by a. Now try to understand this, x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to, if you take the LCM, 4a square and a, the LCM is 4a square, right? This 4a square in this 4a square, only once it will be divisible. So 1 into b square will become b square minus a and 4a square. A and a square gets cancelled, which is divisible by 4a square 4a times. That 4a into numerator c will be there, no? So it is going to be 4ac. Now x plus b by 2a whole square is equal to b minus 4ac by 4a square. Now the square transpose that side. When you transfer square to that side, it is going to be a root. It is going to be a root. X plus b by 2a is equal to square root of b square minus 4ac by 4a square. Right? Now what is the square root of this? Numerator we can't able to get the square root, but the denominator square root of 4a square is the square root of, it can be written plus or minus. So plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 4a square. The square root of 4a square will become 2a. The square root of 4a square is 2a. Now again I want to find only x values. So to get the x values, this b by 2a transpose that side. This b by 2a just transpose that side. If b by 2a to transpose that side, how it will become? X is equal to minus b by 2a plus b by 2a transpose that side, it will become minus b by 2a plus or minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now here again take the LCM. The LCM is 2a. 2a and 2a LCM is 2a. Then directly numerator it can be written minus b plus or minus root under b square minus 4ac. This is the root of x, the roots of the x. Here we are going to consider these two zeros are there here. What are the two zeros? Alpha comma beta. The two zeros of the quadratic equation we need to consider as alpha comma beta. Here alpha is equal to minus b plus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a. In place of plus, if you consider plus or minus, two symbols is there, no? Plus, if you take plus, that will be considered as the first root alpha. If you take minus, now beta is equal to minus b minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a will be considered as second root, that is beta. Now, so this is completing square method. This is overall completing square method. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. By using the completing square method, we have to solve like this. Now the third method is formula method. The third method is formula method. To solve in the formula method, the value of x is equal to minus b plus or minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a. By using this formula, we are going to solve the given problem, which already we have derived in the completing square method. Now here, in this quadratic equation, we are having the two zeros. One is alpha, that alpha is minus b plus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a, and another root is beta. Beta is equal to minus b minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a. These are the two zeros of the quadratic equation. Now I am going to discuss about the formula part, sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Now when it comes to sum of the zero means alpha plus beta. Now alpha is equal to minus b plus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a plus beta is nothing but minus b minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now take the LCM of these two. We are going to get a 2a is the LCM. Minus b plus root under b square minus 4ac plus plus into minus it will become minus, again plus into minus b, plus into minus, again minus, root under b square minus 4ac. Minus b square minus 4ac plus b square minus 4ac is going to be gets cancelled. So minus b minus 2b by 2a. Here 2 gets cancelled, minus b by a, which is the formula for sum of the zeros. Which is the formula for sum of the zeros. Next I am going to discussing about product of the zeros. Product of the zeros is nothing but alpha into beta. Alpha into beta. So minus b plus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a into beta is nothing but again minus b minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a. Here try to understand, numerator is in the form of, imagine this is a and this is b, this is a and this is minus b. Now is in the form of a plus b into a minus b numerator. So the formula for a plus b into a minus b is a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square is the formula. By using this formula we are going to solve this. Numerator value a plus b into a minus b, so which can be written minus b whole square minus of root under b square minus 4ac whole square. Here square root gets cancelled by 2a into 2a, 2 2s are 4, a into a 4a square. Now try to understand this. Minus b square, if you do minus b square, the minus if you do multiply 2 times it is going to be positive. So plus b square, square root already gets cancelled, minus into b square, again it is minus b square, minus into minus 4ac it is going to be plus 4ac by 4a square. Now here minus b square plus b square gets cancelled, then what was left out in the numerator? 4ac by, in the denominator 4a square. Here which is 4 gets cancelled, a square and a gets cancelled, so left out value is c by a. This is product of the zeros, c by a. Now we have discussed sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. The formula for sum of the zeros is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. The formula for product of the zeros, alpha into beta is equal to c by a. Now when we are solving this problem, sometimes they will let alpha comma beta are the two zeros. Alpha comma beta are the two zeros of the quadratic equation. Now when alpha comma beta are the two zeros, how to frame the quadratic equation? That is, now x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta is equal to 0. This is one of the method. When we know alpha comma beta are the two zeros of the quadratic equation, this is the formula to frame the quadratic equation when we know the zeros. Now not only this, one more method we can able to follow, that is x minus alpha into x minus beta is equal to 0. So by using these two formulas, when we know the zeros of the quadratic equation, we can able to frame quadratic equation. Now sometimes when the zeros alpha is equal to beta, the quadratic equation having maximum two zeros, one is alpha and another is beta. Now when both the zeros are equal, in this case we can call it is a double root. Already we know alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, but here they are telling both the zeros are equal. So in place of beta, if you replace alpha, then it is going to be alpha plus alpha is equal to minus b by a. Now 2 alpha is equal to minus b by a, alpha is equal to minus b by 2a. Here alpha is nothing but double root. Here when both the roots are equal, we can say that it is a double root. When it is having double root, to find the root, direct formula alpha is equal to minus b by 2a. Now I am going to discussing about nature of the zeros. Nature of the roots. So nature of the roots we are going to find by using a discriminant value. Discriminant is nothing but it can be written as discriminant or delta. The formula for discriminant or delta is equal to b square minus 4ac. b square minus 4ac. Here b is nothing but x coefficient, a is nothing but x square coefficient, and c is nothing but constant value. When you find the discriminant value by using the formula b square minus 4ac, now we are going to get the three types of values. One should be value it is more than 0, greater than 0. It may be greater than 0, it may be equal to 0, it may be less than 0. These three types of values we are going to get. when the discriminant delta is equal to b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, now we can say that the roots are real and distinct. When delta is equal to b square minus 4ac equal to 0, then we can say that roots are real and equal. Now, when delta b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then we can say that no real roots. For suppose let us see an example. X square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. This is the given quadratic equation. They will ask, tell the nature of the roots of the given quadratic equation. When they are asking nature of the zeros of the given quadratic equation, the given quadratic equation compare with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then here a is equal to 1, b is equal to x coefficient b is equal to 5, constant value c is equal to 6. Now we know the formula for discriminant, that is delta is equal to b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. But b is nothing but 5 square minus 4 into a is 1, c is nothing but 6 is equal to 5 square minus 24. So 25 minus 24 it is 1. The 1 is greater than 0. The value, discriminant value when you found, that is we got 1. The 1 value is greater than 0. When it is greater than 0, we can say that this equation is having a real equation. The nature of the roots are real and equal. Real and distinct. Thank you so much.